So for this DIY project, I'm going to be replacing the baseboards, which often get damaged due to bringing in our shoes when it's raining and it's wet, and unfortunately is along the path to get to Cam's room, so we got quite a bit of damage, but come along with me while I DIY. Fortunately for me, since the damage to the baseboards was caused from the outside, I don't have to replace any drywall. But you have to be sure that with this first step, you're very careful. So for the first step in this DIY baseboard replacement process, I used a crowbar to get in between the baseboard and the drywall. This is a very delicate part of this process. You want to make sure that you get the crowbar in between the baseboard and the drywall without pushing back. However, you still want to remove the nails that are in the wall by pulling the baseboard towards you. Once there's enough separation in between the baseboards and the drywall, I then like to use my hands to pull away the baseboards just so that I don't create any damage to the drywall. Once you've removed the baseboard from the drywall, the next part of this process is to remove any debris from the area. After removing debris from the area, I then head outside with the old pieces of baseboard and begin to remove the nails. After removing all the nails from the old pieces of baseboard, I then layered the replacement piece on top of the old piece so that I could begin getting my measurements. To begin getting the measurements that I will need in order to cut the replacement baseboard, I first used the old baseboard's shorter angle in order to make a mark on the new baseboard. Next, while still making sure that the baseboard meets the line that you just drew, I line the baseboards up standing on their side. I then use my angle finder to draw a line from the longer angle of the old baseboard onto the replacement baseboard. And here's a better view of what it is that I mean when I say I use my angle finder to draw a line from the old piece of baseboard's longer angle to the replacement baseboard. After getting your measurements, it's now time to start making a real cut into this DIY project. Since safety is one of our #1 priorities when DIYing the Champ, I went ahead and used a wood clamp to secure my baseboard to my saw system. And while you watch me cut my replacement baseboard at a 45-degree angle, I just want to remind you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any of the DIYs that I do next. Since the point of me DIYing is to save money, I didn't buy any extra tools that I didn't already have at home. However, I can say that this would have been a lot easier had I had a table saw or any electrical tools. However, you can see me toughing it out just using this handsaw, and it's still going to get the job done. So unfortunately, I learned the hard way that while using my saw assistant, if I tried to saw the baseboard all the way to the bottom, it would damage the top of the baseboard, ultimately ending in it being cracked. So once I got down to a reasonable spot, I would remove my baseboard from the saw assistant and just freehand the rest. Here's a view of my replacement baseboard with the old piece of baseboard. Keep in mind that since I had water damage, I left my replacement piece of baseboard just a little bit longer than the old piece. And here's just a view of me cutting the other side of the replacement baseboard. And while you watch me cut the angle of the other side of the baseboard, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a contractor. I am not licensed. However, I love saving money with all my DIY. I also want to encourage you to comment. If you are a contractor, let me know what I could have done better. And if you are DIY replacing your baseboards, let me know why. Is it because you don't like the old ones, or do you have damage too? And here is where you get to watch all your work come together. The next step is to insert the replacement baseboards. And here's a view of what it looks like before I've secured any of the replacement baseboards to the drywall.
It's not finished yet.
That's right, it's not finished yet.
And Cam is right. You're not quite finished yet. However, you're more than halfway done with this DIY. And again, since the objective of my DIYs is to save money, I didn't go out and buy a nail gun. However, it would have went a lot quicker had I had a nail gun. I used 3 nails to secure my baseboards to the drywall by being sure to drive my nails into the studs that were already located in the wall. I just want to remind you that any of my simple DIYs can be done alone. However, I have a favorite helper.
Go get your safety goggles. Yes, ma'am.
And that's it for this simple DIY replacement. First, you remove the old baseboards, then you remove the nails. Then you align your old piece of baseboard with your replacement and draw your first measurement using the angle that touches the replacement baseboard piece. And then you use your angle finder to draw a line from the angle that is farthest away from your replacement piece. Then you clamp your baseboard to your saw assistant, and then of course you saw. And Cam wants me to remind you to sign your work.
Sign the back.
And then finally, you insert your replacement baseboard and secure it to the drywall and the studs that are already located inside the wall. And as always, it's great to have you around to watch me simply DIY. And I hope you stick around so that we can all DIY just like the champs we are. I'm proud of you and good luck with your DIY.